Alright, hi everyone. Welcome to Nick in China. It's going to be a bike video this, so you won't have to look at my face. Been biking a lot recently. As you can see, it is seriously busy again. It's kind of like what China normally looks like, albeit with lots of mask wearing still. So that's positive. It's good to see that obviously people are back at work and doing their thing again. On this ride I'm going to go south, actually out of the city. First time I've been anywhere remotely out of the city in months, obviously. So I head down towards like some little villages and things in the south later on. This is Xi'an. It's a part of Xi'an, which it's busy all the time. And right now it's back to kind of normal. It's just full of cars and traffic and people. I came through here about a month ago, and I put it on a video, and it was just me. Bit of a ghost town kind of vibe. But it's looking pretty normal again now. So all sorts of news around the world. Obviously, things are changing every day. Some good things, some positive things, and lots of obviously bad things as well. Different countries are at different stages, obviously, in this. Obviously, with countries like, for example, the UK, my country. The numbers are obviously amping up now, which is bad. But the lockdown is on, so obviously, you know, it's going to be a few weeks of pretty bad numbers, and then the new cases will start to decline, and then obviously you're on the way out, which is great. Took way too long to do any kind of lockdown measures in the UK, but that's in the past. Not much can be done about that now. I suppose the big news in the UK obviously is half of our government, including our Prime Minister, were confirmed with coronavirus. It's difficult for me to have much sympathy, I think, for Boris Johnson. Obviously, I wouldn't wish it upon anyone to get this virus because it's so awful. But he, you know, a couple of weeks ago, and I put it in a video, he was giving a press conference about going around hospitals shaking all the coronavirus patients' hands, which is just, I mean, there's nothing that's okay about anyone saying that. It played it down too much, and it is just unbelievably irresponsible. About as irresponsible as these guys riding the wrong way down the street and those girls who I nearly ran over. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. I think if anyone else did anything like that, was you know, obviously doing something which was so dangerous and irresponsible, I think they'd be criticised heavily, and they should be. So it's a bit of a weird thing going on in the UK right now with that. But the lockdown's on now, which is good news. Still not testing enough, however. So some positive news. It might not seem positive because the situation in Italy is obviously, it is bad and there's lots of deaths. But they are starting to see less daily new cases now, which is great. It means the effects of obviously the lockdown are starting to show, which is great news. It means, you know, it's heading in the right direction slowly. Although, you know, the situation in there it still looks awful. People in Italy just got to just hold on. Things will improve. Just got to keep doing what you're doing. I'm in the south right now. So basically, I just turned right, so heading west along the edge of the mountains. The mountains in the south of Xi'an, it's the Qinling mountain range. I've been told that it's the second biggest mountain range in China after the Himalaya. It's actually the traditional north-south divide in China, and they are beautiful. Like I said, I didn't get all the way there today because my legs were just shot at this point. I put about 70k in, I think, on this ride. It was my first long ride in a long time. It's been a very inactive few months, as you can imagine. It's quite nice down here. It's very peaceful. I thought I might get a few kind of weird looks, being, you know, a foreigner at this kind of unusual time biking around, but not really. Got a few hellos and a few stares, but nothing out of the ordinary, I don't suppose. Yeah, these little villages, they're kind of, this is pretty typical of like outside of a big city in China. And also down here, basically no one's wearing a mask, which is, that guy on a bike is though. Ruined my point. A lot of people not wearing masks down there, which is how it is, I suppose. It's fine. these goats, by the way, there was a man heading them across the way. They weren't just randomly there. I'm not sure what was going on, but yeah, there you go. So obviously the USA is now recording its more new cases than anywhere else in the world, which unfortunately I suppose was always to be expected, given that obviously the nature of the country and obviously how a lot of things were quite slow to start actually happening there. Unfortunately, some places like New York obviously are showing all kinds of horrible numbers, which is really sad. But then there are other states like Ohio, which has been in the news quite a bit, who were very proactive about things and are managing and handling things pretty well, which is good to see. But yeah, it looks like a pretty sad state in the US, unfortunately. So everyone stay safe. It's a bit of an obstacle course in China, as you can see. It's busy again. Look at this guy on this thing. Yeah, it's so busy again. It's hard to explain. Like, it's gone from the lockdown was so immediate here, unlike in other places where it's been kind of staggered in step by step with more and more regulations. Very different here, obviously. It was just one day everything was closed and no one was outside, and then basically later on, about 2 months later, things were kind of open again. It is very strict, but effective, I suppose. I mean, if people are not seeing each other for a couple of months like it was here, of course that has a massive effect on the spread of a virus. Yeah, God, it's such an obstacle course. It's a lot of fun actually riding a bike around China. We just got to keep your wits about you though, because it's like anything can come from any direction. This is just coming back into Xiaojai, where I biked through on the way out. So I'm back in the city now, obviously. Busy, busy, busy. It looks just like normal, only with nicer blue skies, because our pollution is still quite nice and low here, which is really good. So basically, that's the situation here at the moment. Things are looking pretty good on the whole. Schools and things are still closed, but starting to reopen. It takes a couple of months, basically a couple of months of solid lockdown. Some countries are looking quite good as well. Some other places seem to be handling this quite well, and others obviously just going into their outbreaks right now, which is bad. It's going to be basically a crap year all around. There's no question about it. Everyone, stay safe and stay indoors. I keep seeing people on Reddit asking questions about things like, is it okay to go out for this? No, it's not. Just stay indoors. It's the simplest of things. I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult to just sit on your sofa and watch TV. Anyway, coming towards the end of my ride now, so I'll say goodbye there. Please hit that subscribe button. I will do more videos later in the week and give you a proper update about what's going on here and things like that. Yes, stay safe, look after yourself, be responsible, and thank you very much. Bye bye.